Last fall, Lurid Lacquer, a relatively new brand, released a Halloween advent called An Unshakable Sense of Foreboding Part 1 that featured all reflective glitter polishes. The set included 10 mystery polishes plus a guaranteed gift with purchase with 4 possible options. I have all of them to share today. Lurid Lacquer Day 1, an Inexplicable Impulse, is a Bleu de France blue jelly with aqua magenta duochrome iridescent large particle aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. This one had a great formula and dry time, and I used it in 4 thin coats. While lighter shades are not normally my favorites, the light base really allowed the glitter to show through, and it had such a strong multi-dimensional effect in the sunshine. It was one of my favorites in the collection for that reason, a surprise favorite at that. Lurid Lacquer Day 2 Forbidden Path is a deep violet jelly with pink-orange multichrome iridescent aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. I wore it in 3 thin coats, and it had a nice quick dry time. This shade is particularly rich looking, and I really liked it. Lurid Lacquer Day 3 Darkened Trail is a very dark teal jelly with glowing blue-pink duochrome aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. This one had a somewhat slower dry time, and I wore it in 3 thin coats. I like the glow on this one and the contrast of the cool shimmer with the greenish base. Lurid Lacquer Day 4 Unsettling Susurrations is a mauve jelly with green-purple duochrome iridescent large particle aurora shimmer and silver light reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover. This had a great formula. It reminds me of the brand's shade Women versus Weeds, but with reflective glitter. It is definitely a nice glowing shade. Lurid Lacquer Day 5 Distant Footsteps is a black jelly with green, blue, purple multichrome iridescent flakes, hollow flakes, and silver light reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover. It had a nice dry time. Normally I like darker shades, but this one was not quite as exciting to me as some of the others in the collection. Lurid Lacquer Day 6, Prickling Fear, is a berry jelly with strong blue-purple glowing aurora shimmer and light silver light reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover. The dry time was medium fast. This one really glows, and the glitter takes on a bit of the base color when it flashes, but is not as prominent as some of the other polishes in the collection. This was definitely one of my favorites among the polishes here. Lurid Lacquer Day 7, An Unseen Presence, is a black jelly with red, orange, green multichrome magnetic shimmer, black, red, orange multichrome microflakes, and silver reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover. It had a good formula and quick dry time. I'm a big fan of magnetics, so this was a hit for me. When worn unmagnetized, the black microflakes stand out a lot more. Lurid Lacquer Day 8, Inescapable Doom, is a dark sienna jelly with black, red multichrome flakes and red reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover. It had a good quick dry formula. I love vampy reds, but this one was a little dull compared to some other shades in the collection with less prominent glitter. Lurid Lacquer Day 9, Enveloping Darkness, is a clear polish with black, red multichrome flakes and black reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 3 will cover, or it could be used as a dense topper. This one had a quick dry time and more texture than the other polishes, so you definitely need a smoothing top coat in addition to your regular top coat. Lurid Lacquer Day 10 Unearthly Silence is a very pale gray jelly with salmon pink, orange, gold, multichrome iridescent aurora shimmer, and silver reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 3 will cover. It had a quick dry time. It looks a bit like the brand's shade Rub Down, but with reflective glitter. This was not one of my favorites because I don't tend to gravitate toward pinks, especially if they're pale, and the look of the reflective glitter wasn't as strong as some of the other shades in the collection. Next up are the 4 possible gifts with purchase called in the sale No Tricks Only Treats. These were offered for sale individually later, which is when I picked 3 of them up. Lurid Lacquer No Tricks Only Treats 1, called Rustling Leaves, is a citron with gold green duochrome aurora shimmer and bronze reflective glitter. I wore it in 3 thin coats, but 2 will cover. It had a great formula and quick dry time. This reminds me of the brand's shade Out on Your Street, but with reflective glitter. I really like this polish, very springy and vibrant. Lurid Lacquer No Tricks Only Treats 2 Disquieting Calm is a white-gray cream jelly with green-blue duochrome aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. It had a good formula and reasonably quick dry time. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover. This was not one of my favorites because the white base and less prominent glitter. It felt a little boring compared to the other shades, at least to me. Lurid Lacquer No Tricks Only Treats 3, called Sudden Chill, is an iron blue with purple pink duochrome aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 will cover. It had a medium quick dry time. The glow on this polish is very amazing, and it was definitely one of my favorites from the collection. Finally, Lurid Lacquer No Tricks Only Treats number 4, called Whispered Lore, is a muted plum jelly with green, purple duochrome large particle iridescent aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. I wore it in 4 thin coats, but 2 or 3 will cover, and it had a great formula and dry time. This is the kind of polish that is my favorite from the brand. Vampy complex, but with a prominent reflective sparkle.